Hi guys, me again. Welcome back to my channel. For those of you who don't know, my name is Jessie and I make videos about my experiences as an international student attending Fanshawe College in London, Ontario, and also just life in Canada in general. So guys, in this video we're just going to be talking about my experiences of reapplying for the Canadian study permit after it got rejected the first time. What I did the first time, like how I applied, what I applied with, why my study permit got rejected the first time, like the reasons, and then I'm gonna give you guys a brief idea of how I reapplied, how I approached my second application so that it would be approved. Be on my way to Canada. Fast forward to August 2018 where I started the whole process of looking into Canada as an option, so where I wanted to live in Canada, where I was going to study, what I was going to study. From August 2018 up till January, I was just getting my documents ready, looking into colleges, looking into like different cities, the different options, getting all my information together. In January 2019, I did Ielts and I got my results 2 weeks later. So I think at that point, I was kind of like ready to like apply for the study permit. It was by the end of January, beginning of February that I ended up applying in March 8th to be exact. Now guys, I'm just going to take you through briefly which documents I used in my first application. I applied online with the documents that they asked for, which was a big mistake. That was mistake number one. I only stuck to the documents that they asked for. In addition to the $235 fee, which includes your biometrics, I applied with Ielts, the IMM forms. I applied with my digital photo, medical exam, which I applied with the medical exam information page. I think you can apply with the information page even before your results come out. My letter of admission from Fanshawe College, which I got like I think roughly 2 to 3 weeks after I applied at Fanshawe. Did my passport front page and I think like maybe 1 or 2 visa pages. Okay, for proof of funds, I submitted the proof that I paid for the tuition deposit and then one of my parents' Canadian accounts. Yeah, with the proof of funds, I included an affidavit. As long as your proof of funds shows that you have enough to pay for tuition and 1 year of living expenses. I went through that first application and I was like, whew, we're going to Canada. It's happening. But little did I know. Guys, lo and behold, April 17th, 2019, I get an email on my phone and it's, because you get an email once there's an update on your application status. Okay, this must be it. Like, I got approved, right? I go into the like RSCC website and I go into my profile. Application does not meet the requirements. I was like, what? I was like, alrighty then, never mind. Serious note though, guys. When it comes to applying for this study permit, you really need to satisfy the immigration officer in the sense that you need to show them that you are going to Canada to study and that you're going to leave once you're done studying and that you have enough money to sustain yourself during your stay there. Me personally, I was rejected for 3 different reasons, and it was based on the fact that there was not enough proof or evidence that I'd leave Canada based on the purpose of my studies, based on limited employment prospects in my home country, my personal assets and financial status. After my application got rejected, I just kind of like spoke to people that I knew were in Canada and had their study permit successfully approved. So I spoke to them. I reached out to agents. I reached out to representatives. I watched all the YouTube videos I could, and there was one channel that really helped me, and that was V-City. The funny thing is, I reached out to an agency in Johannesburg, and they basically couldn't take me on because they basically said that if they took me on, then I was going to get rejected in any case. I tried with another independent agent, and he dropped me last minute. So basically I was on my own. It's like I was actually totally over it, but then a few days later I was just like, okay, let me just reapply, what happens, right? Side note though guys, just some tips. When it comes to the proof of funds, I think the more information and details the better. And not just with the proof of funds, with your overall application, just the more information the better. And that's also just very important to show ties to your home country and to satisfy the officer by showing them the evidence, the documents, the proof that you're going to leave Canada once you're done with it. And honestly, like, they don't really tell you, they don't really spoon feed you. You need to, like, you basically need to know through other people, through whatever, that it is your responsibility to give them as much information as possible. So basically, once I had all that information, I knew that I had to take a different approach in my second application. So I'm just going to kind of briefly tell you guys what documents I used for my second application so that I could get approved to come and study in Canada, right? And like in this application, I made sure that I showed them the ties that I had to my home country. So basically, I'm just gonna kind of like outline a few documents that I used to reapply. I'm sure that there's some documents that I'm probably forgetting. This was BC, before COVID, so the first time I applied online, the second time I applied on paper. I don't really know if that made a difference into the documents that I used to reapply and what I did differently. Also just keep in mind that some of these documents, almost or all of these documents, are addressing those 3 reasons of rejection. So make sure that your documents that you resubmit address every rejection reason. Another tip, like, don't just apply with what they ask you for. Like, you need to add extra documents, and you'll see for my second application I did this one on if I'm not mistaken it was June 3rd, 1.5 months later, which it's not good. I was just actually basically procrastinating, to be honest. Like, if your permit gets rejected, then the sooner you can reapply, the better. At this point, I was just reapplying with really no expectations of getting approved. Everyone told me that you're not going to get approved, but I just reapplied in any case. Okay, so I used basically the same medical information sheet. I didn't have to go redo the medical exam because it was within 12 months. The same photo, I used the same Ielts. I think I changed up some details and information on my IMM forms to reflect my true situation. I also used the same letter of admission to apply from Fanshawe College. This time, instead of just like applying with my a copy of my passport photo and like 1 or 2 visa pages, I included scans even from previous years. Also, just to address the rejection reason of limited employment prospects in my country, I submitted my old employment contracts. I submitted emails of job interviews that I had actually had in the past couple of months. So past employment contracts, recent employment contracts, emails showing that that I'm going for job interviews and so forth. You know, that's kind of just to address that rejection. Also just emails or documents showing job offers from my post-university days. And I also submitted my PayPal statements because at the time I was earning an income from online. That's part of the proof of funds, right? And remember, proof of funds is pretty crucial. So in addition to my PayPal statements, I submitted my personal bank statements. I also used my parents' statements. One of them is a Canadian account, and then also the deposit fee that you have to make to your college. All of those documents counted as the proof of funds package. So we also added notarized from a lawyer. I think we added that with the financials. I included my business registration documents in addition to my, it's called like an export license. I included that into my application. And then lastly, guys, I included my full resume and the letter of explanation, which is super duper crucial. Make my intentions clear. But for some reason, I feel like I had so much to say, which would actually make the whole application make sense, because after reading this 2-page letter of explanation, the whole application just makes sense. You know, the documents that I submit, it just starts to make sense. And then I used, this is like my full resume. I think these 2 documents are kind of crucial. But that's just my opinion. All the documents that I submitted in my application kind of supported each other, so that the whole thing just made sense. I paid the application fee once again, $150. I submitted that application June 3rd, I think. Yeah, June 3rd. I think it was like August 7th that they finally approved my study permit, guys. I was like, what? I was shook. Like, I got approved, you know? As you can tell, it was quite a journey. And when my visa got like approved, I was like, you know, it wasn't until I got my passport back that it kind of hit me like, wow, I actually have a few days to now pack my life up and start a new life abroad. You know, it was kind of like bittersweet. But yeah, guys, that was just my journey. Not everyone's journey is going to be the same. But hopefully I've outlined some points which will help someone if their visa gets approved, rejected. Yeah. Final thoughts, tips. Honestly, that you're going to go to study in Canada and then you're going to return home. Secondly, give them a strong motivation. That's going to be your letter of explanation. And then you need to give them enough information. I don't even think you need to use an agent. You just need to go out there and look for information that will help you in preparing this application and approaching it in the correct way. And then I don't know what it's like now with COVID, but apply in person if you can. Show ties to your home country, and then guys, put it out in the universe. Pray, affirmations, speak it out. If you guys have any questions, comment down below. If you found this video remotely helpful, like and subscribe. So thank you guys. Best regards, management.